I don't know what I was on, but change, transformation, rebirth. A therapist would have been pretty freaking nice, and which is really weird to say, but I never thought that I could become depressed. It just sort of happened. I kind of like just realized that I loved myself. Hi guys, it's your girl in the cut, just vibing, just chilling. I'm back. In today's video, I'm gonna be like reading something to you guys, kinda talking at the same time. I don't have it memorized, okay? So I'm gonna be looking at my laptop a lot, but I may just cut that out of me, like, look, whatever. Let's get into this. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about my self-love journey. I set out the intention that this reaches the right people, and I hope this gives you guys some, you know, inspiration, motivation. I hope my story inspires you, and I hope you see the light. And sorry, anyways. But yes, we're gonna be talking about my self-love journey and pretty much how I came to love myself. For starters, my spiritual journey slash healing journey is what pretty much like sparked my entire self-love journey. My grandfather died. Trigger warning. I should have put a trigger warning. Trigger warning, death. My grandfather died when I was 15, back in like 2020, and his death is what really sparked my spiritual journey, which in turn sparked my self-love journey. Although I'm still healing, throughout 2020, throughout like 2021, I did an insane amount of inner work, to say the least. And when I say inner work, I mean like in complete isolation. For one, my grandfather had just died, so I spent some time in my childhood home with my grandmother, which was throughout the entire summer. And then quarantine hit, and that pretty much forced me into more isolation. During this isolation and like solitude is when my inner work and my healing came about. And by the way, if I sound like low energy wise, I just woke up not too long ago. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and yeah. Anyways, for one, I had to do, or I was doing, lots and lots of shadow work. And to read off what shadow work is, this is like the general sense. It's uncovering parts of yourself you usually avoid, uncovering parts of yourself that you repress and hide, not only from the world, but from yourself. So like dealing with like trauma and dealing with like your ego and just everything icky that most of us don't really want to deal with, but we should in order to grow as a person. But y'all get the point. I wasn't just like journaling here and there. When I say okay, let me tell y'all, I kid y'all not, I was meditating every single day for at least an hour. I don't know what I was on, but anyways, I'm journaling every day. I'm losing friends, not because of me, but like I just was losing friends at that time. And I quit dancing. If you follow any of my other social media pages, you know I'm a dancer and I love to dance. And during that time, I quit dancing for over a year. Like I stopped dancing. I quit my dance team. I was purging my inner child trauma, actively dealing with things that made me uncomfortable, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and just like trying to break the patterns and the conditioning and just all of that it was a lot. I did all of that by myself, unfortunately. I didn't have like the luxury of a therapist, which would have been nice, but I didn't have a therapist that I could go to. And on top of that, I wasn't really comfortable going to anyone that I loved about my problems yet. So I was just completely alone. That's actually really sad now that I'm thinking about it. Oh my God, I was genuinely in like complete isolation. So yeah, whatever. I was honestly pretty, damn, this is getting sad, but it's okay, guys. I'm okay. Anyways, I was honestly pretty depressed throughout those 2 years. I just masked it pretty well. And honestly, I didn't know I was in the moment. Yes. I always had like this idea of depression being something like being super sad and like hopeless and just in a depressed mood all the time. Yeah, I just had a preconceived notion of what depression was. And then on top of that, depression was never something that I thought that I could get, which is really weird to say, but I never thought that I could become depressed. Yeah, I didn't think I could go through being depressed. But the more I reflected over those years and even reflected on the years before 2020, I was very depressed. It just showed up in a way that I didn't know. So I honestly just didn't, the signs didn't sign for me because I didn't know what, I didn't know. I didn't know I was depressed. And then on top of that, I was also dealing with intense anxiety. I just have really, really bad anxiety, which the anxiety I'm actually still working on. It's not like bad anymore, but that's something I'm actively still working through. It's honestly still sad when I think about it, because like I dealt with a lot on my own. A therapist would have been very nice. A therapist would have been pretty freaking nice, and it would be nice now. I still want a therapist. I know a lot of people, especially in the Black community, have like some weird stigma surrounding therapy, as if it's like quote unquote for crazy people or for people that are like messed up, quote unquote. But that's genuinely like not the case. And I still want a therapist to this day. To this day. To this day. I wish I could have had a therapist during that time, especially after my grandfather died, because maybe back to the anxiety and depression. I also realized that I masked that stuff very well. I just realized that I was just really, really good at masking the things that I was going through. I've been told before that it doesn't look like I've ever gone through anything. He told me he didn't think I went through it. He just said I don't look like I've gone through anything in my life. And I just find that interesting, because it's like, how is somebody who's gone through anything in life supposed to look? You know, it's just a weird take. I don't know, it was weird. But I mean, he wasn't the only one. Like, I've been told multiple times something along the lines of that. And I've also been told like I haven't gone through anything. Like they told me that I haven't gone through anything. And somebody also asked like, what have you gone through? What have you gone through? But not like asking genuinely, like basically asking me to try to tell me like, you ain't been through shit. Like, shut up. Yeah, they were just asking that as if I have to like go through the ends of the earth in order to feel a sense of validity in the negative things that I've experienced in my life, which is just weird. That opens up a conversation about comparative suffering, which I will be posting a video about. I'll be posting a video about comparative suffering next week. So stay tuned for that. And if you're seeing this later, and it's already up, you can go watch it after this, or you can go watch it now, or you know, it's up to you. Anyways, I assume it may look like I haven't gone through anything in my life. I think it's because I present myself very well. I do know that I am extremely well put together. I don't project. I'm patient with people, including myself. And I also have like a really bubbly, happy personality. That's just who I am. So I guess most people would just assume that because of the way that I show up, a lot of people assume that I've had it easy. And that's not to say like I've had a hard life, but I've had my fair share of not so great experiences. So to like assume that just because I present myself this way that I must have not gone through anything in my life, it's just weird. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Back to the inner work and how my healing journey contributes to my self-love journey. I had to do hella reflecting on how people treated me, reflecting on how I treated people, reflecting on understanding how my life shaped me into the person that I was at the time, reflecting on things that hurt me, reflecting on how people have hurt me, it just reflecting on so much, and overall reflecting on myself as a whole, and not only like reflecting on myself but like my life, and also learning like in that process to forgive myself. Because let me tell you, on your healing journey, you may do some things out of character, because I definitely did. And that's not to say like I did like bad, unforgivable stuff. Like I wasn't a bully, I wasn't mean, like I didn't project on people, but I could have definitely shown up better to certain people that I loved. For example, well, long story short, I was hurt by a certain person and I wanted to confront them, but because I was so used to like bottling up my emotions and bottling up how I felt, the confrontations would just turn into me screaming at them. Like I had held in so much that any one little thing that this person did, it would trigger me and I'd like blow up. Mind you, at the time I was like 16 and I'm trying to cope with my trauma, all of my trauma by like I'm going through all of that by myself. So I'm trying to keep myself together, and then it was a lot for me. But I mean, even in those moments, I took accountability. And I'm not saying I took accountability maybe like a few weeks after, a month. No, like right then and there in that moment, if I knew that I was wrong, I took accountability. And even if I didn't do it right then and there, I did it the next day if I knew I was wrong. Now, I will say in those instances, I genuinely don't think that, I don't think I was wrong about how I felt and what motivated it, but I definitely could have expressed it in a better way. So you get the gist. But yes, accountability. I think it's because I'm so insanely self-aware and I never want to hurt people. It's not hard for me to know when I'm wrong, but I will say the hard part is owning up to when I'm wrong. It's hard to own up to the negative tendencies that you may have, but I will say like owning up to the quote unquote ugly parts of yourself and like your actions, those negative actions, when you actively choose to do differently and take accountability, I feel like that's like a truly powerful thing that you can do. Yeah, now pushing past that, I completely stripped myself bare and completely opened up to that vulnerability, which then led to me reflecting on who I was and not who I was, who I wanted to be starting around 2022-ish. I started reflecting on what I truly wanted to do in life, my dreams, what I wanted my life to look like, who I wanted in my life, all of the questions, you know, think of a vision board, whatever you know what I'm trying to say. In order to like make a way for all of these realizations to like come into reality, I started purging so many versions of myself. I was actively becoming a new person like every month because I had held on to so many layers of myself that was never really me to begin with. I started realizing like who my true self was. I started realizing ways that I may have dimmed my true personality. I started like opening up more to the people that I loved. I started not being afraid to be myself, letting go of parts of me that I no longer resonated with, because I mean, in order to make way and make room for all these things, you have to let go. So I was going through an intense amount of change, transformation, rebirth have honestly just been the overall theme of my life since 2022. Even up until now, like I'm still transforming every day because it's like I'm becoming more and more and more who I'm meant to be. And when I say who I'm meant to be, it's just like truly embodying the most authentic version of myself. So yes, transformation, change, and rebirth. Those are like my words that describe my life right now. Throughout every aspect of my journey since 2020, the biggest factor was me accepting myself in all of my forms, the ones where I lacked authenticity, the ones where I may have shown up less of who I was, accepting the version of myself who was angry out of hurt, and accepting the version of myself who just wanted to be loved, accepted, and seen. Like the list goes on. I just started to have more compassion for myself and more understanding for who I used to be. Like I'm healing my inner child, which I also spoke about in another video. Y'all can go check that out as well. But yes, healing my inner child and just being there for me and truly accepting who I was, which ultimately led into loving who I was and loving who I am now. I don't think there was like a set moment in time where I was like, boom, I love myself, period. No, it just happened, you know, like gradually or over time. It just sort of happened. I kind of like just realized that I loved myself. It's so little, but I think what helped contribute to this is my little Mac diaries, which is like the videos I make on my MacBook. They played a huge role in me loving myself, mainly because those videos are like purely me. I don't plan those out. I just open my laptop and like press record. I don't think about it, and I can just be me. I had no intentions of people ever even seeing those videos, so I was honestly just really being me in the videos. And whenever I'd watch them back, I just grow more and more like admiration for myself. Seeing me in my light, you know, it's cute. It also relates to my inner work, my mirror work that I do. I think I've said this before in a video too, but I talk to myself in the mirror a lot. I do. I speak to myself with pure love, babe. And not even just in the mirror, but just like in general. I speak to myself with kindness, positive affirmations. I even talk about the things that I may be feeling insecure about in the moment, maybe like in terms of my appearance. But instead of tearing myself apart, I give myself grace and I nurture myself. And not only am I just talking and just looking at myself in the mirror, I'm truly taking myself completely in. Even if I may not like what I saw in the mirror at the time, I still did it anyway, because I knew that one day I'd look in the mirror and I'd love what I saw. And that day did come. Yeah. I still have my days where I don't feel or look my best, but I will not tear myself apart. That's something I do not do. I let myself know that it's okay that I may not be feeling my best, that I may feel like I don't look my best. I still let myself know that I'm beautiful and that I love myself, because I do. Every single aspect of myself I love, and I love unconditionally, which is why even when I'm not feeling my best, I'm not gonna sit up here and start talking bad about myself. I still love me just because I'm not looking my best. But that's the thing, I feel like I'm always looking my best, but I may not be feeling like I look my best, but whatever. Yes, I see myself and I see my worth. I see my value, and yeah, so we're almost done. Don't worry, we're almost done. But now with me finally seeing myself, I'm learning to see how I'm loved by others, which is really interesting. It may sound weird, but I don't feel like I ever really noticed how much people truly love me until I loved myself. For instance, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I know something happened, and I was left with the feeling of like, y'all actually care about me. Like, I didn't say this, but I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, y'all actually care about me. Y'all actually think about me. It was weird. Not like weird, but it was like, it's an odd feeling to have, where it's like you suddenly become aware that people actually care and think about you. I knew that I was loved, but I don't think I knew, or I was aware of it as much. I don't know, but yes, that's like a little new interesting journey that I'm on now. Yeah, that's my self-love journey. I'm still on it, you know, but I am to the point where it's like I'm pretty much at home with myself, you know, and I'm truly grateful for that. It took a lot to get to this point. It really did, but I'm grateful for every aspect of my journey. I wouldn't change anything, because I wouldn't be who I am now. I won't say I hope. I know this will reach who it's meant to reach. I know it will reach the right people. And I really hope that I could send you guys some love and really and truly be a light for you guys. And yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we're good. We're good, right? Bye. Anyways, hi guys. Oh. Okay. This reaches. Oh my God, what is going on? I set out the intention that this. Let's go. Let me put this on because chilling. I wanna chill, you know? I don't feel like I'm chilling right now. But yeah.